we start to put the attention out there and get really judgy and start saying this person or that person, and I don't like them, and I don't like, it's only saying something about us on the inside that we're not having the awareness and maybe the courage in that moment to go, no, no, I'm going to go inside and I'm going to have a look at what's actually got the power. What am I focused on that's making me drive my attention out there? Because at the end of the day, like I said in my other videos, there's been a few videos that I've said this in recently. When the emotion is palpable, when it's very familiar, when it's really intense, that's not us in our power. That's familiar territory. It's safe territory. It's collusion. It's bitchiness. It's gossip. It's stuff that tells us this is how it fucking is in the world, right? And the truth is, can I just say it? Like, nobody knows how it fucking is because we're all at some points in our rational minds, we're locked in, we're in our beliefs, we're taking all past data and we're shoving it in our reality. And that is what we're saying is actually happening, but it's not. It's not, like when you start to go, all right, I'm getting judgmental about what's happening here. Okay. And fuck politics. Let's just bring it back to your family or bring it back to your friendship circles. If someone's triggering you, if you're just able to go, hang on a second, you know, what am I scared of here? What is making me think about this person all the time or say these things or gossip and tell this story about what is driving that? And when you can acknowledge that, you'll see it's like, oh man, actually, this is how I feel I'm a part of the story. Or this is why I'm engaging in their story because I don't want to write my own story, metaphorically, of course. Okay. So, for today, this is the message. What are you wasting your time on? Is it, the narrative of your sports team? Listen, I love sports. I'm pretty sure I spoke about Collingwood on one of these episodes. I follow the Lakers in the NBA. I've got my team in Italy, AC Milan, but I try not to get involved in the narrative. I'll track the scores. Sometimes I'll even watch the games, but it's like outside of that, I'm back in here. I don't get sucked into going, man, if they win, that means that things are good. But if they lose, my life's shit. Nah, it's just like, hang on. Why am I getting so absorbed in this? Oh, hey, right. I've got that book to write, or I've got that meeting that I've got to prepare for that I don't want to prepare for. I've got that sales call I need to make, or I've got the podcast episode I'm feeling a bit nervous about. When we start to dig deeper, we realize that, hey, there's something I'm avoiding here. When you gossip with your family, I love my family. Yeah, I love hanging out with my family. But one thing that grinds my gears, and I've had to pull them up a few times, when it goes too far, when I'm around for Christmas and stuff. When we start gossiping and I'm sitting at the table, I stop. I get real mad. I get real frustrated. And I pull people up. I go, this is an excuse to not hang with what is actually happening in our lives right now. It's an easy way. We bitch about the past, bitch about other people to stop us actually getting to know what we're up to these days. It really fucking frustrated me. I had to pull them up a few times. And, it's so profound when you have those conversations because though it's uncomfortable, what actually ends up happening is you start to connect, you start to learn who your family members are now, not who they were 5 years ago. The most profound thing, I stayed with my mum when I got back from Europe for a little bit, and it was so cool because she when she actually got back, like she'd been on a European trip as well, and to get to know her, to get to re-get to know her, to reconnect, it was like, holy shit, my mum's changed, I've changed, and it's like this is who she is now. And when we're talking about fresh experiences and and I'm approaching it in a way where it's like, hang on, the power is in me. What would I love to create here? I'd love to create a connection with my mother. So, what is that about? What feelings is that? So when that happens, I'm actually learning what my mum's up to these days. But when it's all like, oh man, I've got to make conversation, that's when all out there or the past and other people. It's got nothing to do with connecting to your loved ones, right? And again, I have to pull myself up. I have to pull myself up. And what I found is it is such a it is such a freeing practice. It's such a freeing practice to go, you know what, I'm gonna walk in to these conversations. Wow, this episode took a turn, but like, when you really start to take control of your attention, you realize that it's such a weapon, right? But you can go into experiences that you take for granted. See the mate you always see, or your partner. When you see your partner, it's like when you're in the I know and your attention is on, I know how this is out there, right? Is it very simple? I know this is what we talk about. I know this is how it feels when we're in connection. What you're doing is you're essentially taking the easy way out of getting to know where things are now and where that person's going. I heard this relationship quote somewhere. I can't remember where it was, but it was like, you know, in relationships, you've got to continue to learn where some people are at. Where you got to continue to learn. You've got to grow together. You've got to check in and see, because we evolve, we grow. And I found this to be such a profound practice, particularly with my friendships and my family. I'm not in an intimate relationship right now, but man, like some of my childhood friends when I was back in Melbourne, it was incredible to have conversations as if I didn't know them, as if I didn't know them, as if I met them for the first time. And it's amazing. It's amazing. You think, oh, we're such different people. Now we're not going to be able to connect. But man, when you approach in that innocence where you don't know and you're just like, man, I'm going to pretend it's all starting fresh, starting from scratch here, and that's where my attention's on, you'll realize there are things about these people that you've known for a long time. It's going on in their life right now, that you just wouldn't get to if you were in, oh, I'm just going to chat about the sport, I'm just going to chat about politics and just bullshit, right? Because quite frankly, it's got nothing to do with whether we create what we love. It just doesn't, right? We will create, we will ascend to our level of success. We will experience that success if we put our attention on it, regardless of what's going on out there. Okay, so I really encourage you. Right now, even take out a piece of paper and write it down. Like, who are three people that you see often, that you feel you could actually bring a sense of freshness to your relationship? Like, who are they? Is it your mum? Is it your dad? Is it your partner, your kids? Okay, because you really can. It's just a choice. It's like, okay, what? So you write down their name, and then second, what have I got my attention on when I'm speaking to them? This is what I did when I got back from Europe, because and I've actually done it a few times, but most recent trip I found it was most profound because I'd been practicing this quite a bit while I'd been on the road and stuff. But this is easy. What I'm talking about is easy when you meet new people. It's fucking fantastic. But with the people oh boy, you really got to will yourself. And so I captured. It's like, where has this relationship been and where is it now? Where is it now? What's the feeling of it? And you might feel stressed, and you might see a pattern, and you just own that. It's like, all right, that's where I'm at. But then that third point, after you write down where it's at and of course their name, you want to set up a vision. You want to put your attention there, and it's like, okay, I'm gonna get a sense of that vision. I'm going to get a sense of those subtle emotions. And when I go and talk to this person, I'm gonna be in that. I'm gonna feel that. And you're just gonna watch yourself say things that you've never, ever, ever, ever said in your life. And it's incredible. It's incredible how your relationships change. You will reconnect with people that you never thought you'd reconnect with. You can even, everyone's like, you got to mend relationships. You don't mend relationships. I've tried many times to mend relationships, only makes it fucking worse. My opinion on it is that we we create a new experience of the relationship that needs mending, and then we realize, oh, actually, this doesn't need fixing. This doesn't need fixing. It only needed fixing if I was going to go back to what I judged as wrong or broken, or where we hurt each other. But if I own that and I'm okay with that, and then I put my attention on the vision and what those feelings are, okay, when you communicate with this person, you will alchemize, you will transform the whole thing. And yes, you might have to have a conversation about the past. You might have to bring up some things. They might start firing off at you, but because you're in those new emotions, oh, it still gets tense. Don't get me wrong. I'm not giving you like you're hopping over rainbows and shit and feeling all nice and warm and fuzzy inside. That's not what I'm saying, right? But what I am saying, from that place where you're feeling those subtle emotions and you're bringing that to existing relationships, it changes completely. Wow, that really took a turn. Okay, we're going to stop it there. I've achieved my own result here. So, if you enjoyed today's episode, guys, subscribe to this channel right now. Like the video. If you've had an experience where you've noticed a shift in where you've been putting your attention and where the energy's been going, if you have a story where it's really changed your life, please share it in the comments. I'd love to interact with you. And if you know someone who's having a bit of a tough time with their relationships, go and share this video with them, because this premise about where your attention goes, energy flows. It sounds simple. People speak about it, but in practice, man, if you apply what I just said, it really is a game changer. So we'll leave it there. All right, guys, have a good week ahead, and we will chat next time.